high-tech, highfalutin, lazy, or foo-foo America gets, we will never stop hunting and fishing. This is the Hunting Quest. Hunting Quest. We take 1 hour of every week and talk about our favorite things in the world, hunting and fishing. You'll get tips and help on the fishing environment locally in the DMV area. Plus, we're going to have fun along the way. This is the Hunting Quest. And now your host, Mike Tippin and Bennett Malin.
And we're live.
Hey, I like that.
Dude, I was worried I hit record and didn't think I had it on the right page for the sound mixers here. And I was like, oh, I don't know what sound is about to play, but hopefully it's the intro.
Benny, you don't look as tired as you looked Saturday.
It's amazing how that happens. I get more than like 3 hours of sleep in 48 hours, and I'm a little bit more awake.
Yep, imagine that.
Crazy.
Yeah, we had, what'd we drive, 26-something hours?
26 hours, 30 minutes, and 26 seconds, according to the picture.
Ate dinner, shot 2 birds, had lunch, and drove back.
Yeah.
All in 48 hours.
Surgical.
On a mission.
Exactly it.
On a mission.
Oh, man. So, Benny, do your thing.
Yes, sir. So tonight we have Mr. Kyle Doherty from Dive Bomb Industries back with us. Part 2.
You're supposed to put the Kyle Doherty. Yeah.
Kyle Doherty.
Yeah,
How are you?
I don't know if I earned that yet, but you know, just Kyle, it works.
Oh, man. How you been?
Good. Been we're kind of like bookending our duck season here. Talked to you right before and talking to you in the doldrums after. But no, we've been good. Had a great busy season, good duck season, a weird duck season, but good one either way. But yeah, no, it's been great. We're working on a lot of stuff at the HQ and constantly building. We've hired some new people since we spoke last. So no, it's been good. It's been good. Everything is going great, and I like to golf, and it's finally above 20 degrees. So
There you go. What do you shoot?
a lot, you know.
A lot.
Try and keep her under 100 and call it a win.
There you go. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Did y'all get hit with that storm last week where you are in Missouri?
Yeah, we did. I mean, we didn't get it so bad. The worst we got, basically just north of where I live and then just north of our headquarters, we got all that hail. So we didn't get so much as far as tornado or anything, but there was quite a bit of hail damage. Some friends of ours sending pictures just from 10, 15 minutes north, all their windshields blown out.
Yep.
Car dealers. That hail got that pretty gnarly there for a little bit, but
it got wicked. My dad runs a shop in O'Fallon, and he sent me a picture of, I think they had like 32-something cars on their lot that are there to be worked on, and every single one of them's totaled.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God.
The media story was just windshields or sunroofs or, hoods looking like you were tap dancing on them. It didn't take long, but it definitely messed up a lot of vehicles. So fortunately, I didn't get any of that business. But,
Good.
Just Missouri in the spring.
Yeah, typical Midwest storms come out of nowhere and smack you.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, you gotta have a little screw loose to live out Midwest, though. I mean, and I mean that in a good way. I really do. I love being in the Midwest, but I mean, good God, man, I've been out in Kansas for spring turkey season, and you can watch a storm roll in from 12 miles away, and just and you're hoping, all right, no tornadoes. It's a special kind of screw that you got to have loose to be able to, I mean, I get it. Tornadoes are tornadoes, and you take your chances, but good God, man, y'all get some vicious storms.
Yeah, they always say if you don't like the weather, just wait an hour, it'll change.
It'll
I think 2 or 3 weeks ago we had that big cold front move in. We went from 80 degrees to 25 degrees like in 12 hours.
Good God.
Good times. All the people working on early landscaping were not.
Oh, yeah, that's not good.
That would not be fun.
Ideal.
Not at all.
That's the only place. Missouri's the only state that I've hunted in for spring turkey season that every year that I've hunted there, I've been snowed on every single year. Nowhere else, just there.
It'll happen. Southwest Missouri, I remember in college we had a snow day on May 5th.
Good.
Never know what's coming.
Oh man,
That sounds about right. Good old Missouri, dude. You can't beat it.
I love it. I love it here. Wouldn't live anywhere else.
No. I hate that I don't live there anymore.
You're welcome anytime. Just coming back.
He'll be back. I guarantee you.
Oh, I'll be back. Give me a couple weeks. I'll be back.
So obviously we talked it's not duck season and it's the end of it. So how awkward was your duck season this year?
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It really was. And, after our duck season ended and going to some shows, some trade shows, it was cool to talk to people from different parts of the country because they really experienced the same thing. I mean, it was unusually warm. Just didn't see that consistent migration and consistent numbers that that we normally bank on for the season. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later, but this year it was late.
Way late.
And not to the point where it really moved a lot of birds as far as they normally would go, I think. But I mean, all in all, it was still good. Missouri was still really good. Our public areas had good numbers. It was just one of those things where you really had to be out there. Sometimes there was no rhyme or reason as to why you would or wouldn't kill birds. I mean, we had days where if you just looked at weather, you'd have thought you'd kill every duck in the sky. You wouldn't fire a shot. And then there's days where you're going just because you're free and it's duck season. So you go give it a try, not expecting much. And next thing you know, you got a 4-man limit down and you're like, where'd this come from? So it was good. I'd say frustrating a little bit for a lot of people just because it was so hit or miss, but every duck season is different. So I think it just goes back to adapting as you can. I mean, it was tough to test out any cold weather gear because I don't think I had to break out more than a hoodie for like 95% of the season. But no, it was good. And we talked to a lot of people from everywhere from Eastern Shore to out west, and they said the same thing. Birds were late, but the birds that were there cooperated for the most part. And
yeah,
it was a good time.
It was a different kind of year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But
It was I think this year was probably the worst duck season I've had in my life. It was
a lot of that.
It was brutal. I was home back in Missouri in November, and I went up and hunted some of the public land there, and just by myself and home for a week and got nothing else to do. I got my gun in the truck, might as well go give it a try, and went up and drew like the last pill, and was hunting one of the blinds and never hunted one of the blinds before, but I was like, screw it. I drove 3 hours here. I might as well stay and hunt. And I think I ended up killing 2 or 3 that day. And then the rest of the week, I got an invite out to Duck Club out there. And I was like, oh, let's go. And then it was 70 degrees and sunny for the rest of the week. And we killed, I think, 3 birds out there all week.
That was kind of the gist of it for most people. I know if you came in, for 3 days or 4 days, it was probably going to be tough. I mean, it was more so just getting out there,
right,
and being there the days and times that it was going to work. But I know even the clubs that usually do pretty well, I think everybody across the board was down, but we still talked to a lot of people that had a handful or more of good hunts.
Well, I know a lot of those clubs did really good opening weekend.
Yeah.
Like really good. The guys I was out with, they killed more birds opening weekend there than they did the entire first year that they owned the place. They were like, 2024 is going to be on fire.
It doesn't really surprise me. I think that's a mix of, early push, whatever you want to call it, calendar birds. I think we always get those birds that'll come down ahead of everyone, regardless of weather. Really, I think photo period probably plays a bigger role for them than anything. But it seems like our openers are generally pretty good. I mean, if you have birds using your area, you don't even have to have that many around. They're done. Right. They haven't been shot at. You'll kill them. But it's like once you work those birds a little bit, that's where you need the new ones. And it's
Right.
like we
Yep.
just didn't have that. We had that huge break between when we opened and when we really started to get, some birds working down.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, I think, to see based off of the reports and ratios of birds that were taken and this, that, and the other, what next year's season's going to look like, what the limits are going to look like, and I wonder if they're going to change some of those dates or not. I mean, a lot of states like Virginia changes theirs based off of migration and all that stuff. Some don't, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think it's going to see how that plays out.
Yeah, for sure. That stuff's always interested me, and I think I don't know if I err on the side of science and reason, I'd say that they're probably going to want more than just one off year before they make a decision. But I know like Missouri runs in I think 5-year contracts or whatever you want to call them, where
Yeah.
they go with a certain season parameter for X amount of time, and then they'll come back together and see how it did and revote. I know we're close to that. I don't know if it's this year or next where
I
they'll
think y'all are next year. Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's or this
one of those
coming
will
up year.
restructure. So we'll see. I mean, we've had a split in the South Zone. Some people are talking about wanting to go with a split, North and Middle as well as South, or no split and push the dates back. So I'll be interested to see what they do. I think either way, they probably need to get these spring hatch numbers and see what that is actually going to look like. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd think if harvest was down this year, you would assume that you might have better nesting, better recruitment this year, but then everything in the nesting area right now is bone dry.
Right.
So then
That's
you got that issue too. I mean, harvest aside, if they don't have the habitat, then it doesn't matter what you do. But
Yeah, that was my big concern as far as, you go back and you look at, let's say Kansas, your next door neighbor, they've been in drought for what, 2 years, almost 3 years now, or 2 years. And it's crazy, they're not getting the weather. They're not getting the winters, I mean, they're getting cold winters. You're just not getting the snow associated with it to help the water tables. And it's just, it does a number. So, I'm this stuff, that type of stuff just really kind of interests me. That's my world. I'll look at it. Same thing with turkeys. You look at hatch numbers from that, how, what we're doing and
Right.
things like that. So I don't know. It's, that's the interesting part, to see how the biologists look at it, how they decide what's going to do what, and how they're going to make differences, make things different. So I think it's going to be
I'd be surprised if we see any drastic changes for next season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously could be way off key there, but I would be surprised if there's anything big.
Yeah. I think if they do anything, they'd push a date, maybe a day or two. They're not going to,
Yeah.
But yeah, I was
especially in Missouri. Missouri's conservation department there's a reason a lot of other states modeled their conservation efforts after Missouri's is one of the best in the country.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
And it seems like they're always pretty spot on with their changes and rules and regulations and stuff. So,
and you're never going to please everyone. So
right.
There you go.
Yep.
I think you just keep on doing what you're doing. I mean, they have open sessions where you can go voice your opinion and all that, but
Yep. Yeah.
drastic changes right now, I don't think we'd see that.
Yeah,
I've heard grumblings of people talking about going to going from a 60-day season to a 45 or a 30.
yeah.
And it's like, it's been 60 as long as I can remember. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that over one off year with weather and hatch, they're just going to, shut it down. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I saw a lot of that. They're going to a 45-day season, and then I don't know. I think you're right. I mean, it's too soon to tell, but who knows? People get paid to do this, and they're good at it, and I'm not.
Yeah,
So
it's not me. I don't have survey numbers and all that intel
Yeah.
and knowledge, so I'm just going to show up when they tell me I can show up.
there you go.
That's right.
Take the numbers that I'm allowed to take, and enjoy my hunt.
That's right. Bingo.
So you mentioned something about you finished up your season, and what was your best day? What was like? Everybody, like every year, I kind of have that one day that you're like, yeah, this is it. This is the best day I had. What was yours?
I would say, I don't remember the exact date. Early December. We had just got just a little bitty push of birds. Nothing special. I mean, Missouri still wasn't holding a ton yet. but it was one of those be there days. The weather was not it. It was dead. It was flat calm. Um, and it was a weekend, and buddy of mine asked me to go out with him at his place, and I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. So we get in, didn't push any birds out. We got no wind in the forecast. It's like 60 degrees, overcast. Um, and then it was just one of those, I guess we'll see what plays, we'll see what doesn't. Started a little slow, and I'd say maybe an hour in, a couple birds come over, and that pair and every bird the rest of the day was just super responsive to a call, which not anywhere near what we expected at all. I mean, we're hunting close to a refuge. We're by a lot of public grounds, so it's like everything's call shy. The day before we hunted didn't do so great. If you touched a call, birds didn't want it. As soon as we hit these birds, it was like on a string. Killed them. 15 minutes later, the same thing on a string, and we're just like, no way. We had one. I remember we're looking up, and buddy next to me, he's like, oh, there's a greenhead straight up, and I'm like, where? And I just catch the white belly flashing. I mean, that's how high up it was. I couldn't even see the duck. And so we just hit him with like 2 or 3 good barks. And next thing you know, wingtips together, circles around and just falls straight in our lap. I mean, straight down from where he was. He rode the elevator shaft in, and we killed him. And that's all he did all day. We shot a 4-man, and it was like, okay, well, we didn't expect that. But I'd say that was probably the best one. Just no expectation, great time. And the birds, for whatever reason, they just, I guess it's one of those things where they don't get out to feed if they are pressured, and that was the day they just decided it was time to feed. But that was it. I didn't do much travel. We did go to Canada early in the year, which was good, but we were the last group up in Northwest Alberta for that outfitter, and he was telling us that the majority of the birds were just showing up. So maybe that should have been our sign right then, that maybe
yeah.
But that all went right over our heads. We're like, yeah, whatever, we're going back. Missouri's going to open soon. But no, it was that one was probably the most fun single hunt awesome. That I had this year.
Hell yeah, awesome. That's badass.
So, so you get done with the season, and we talked about a couple of things that y'all had put out, and the snow goose decoys that came out. They were available, but nobody really had them yet. I will tell you, I got to hunt over them, and they're wicked. I mean, they're just, y'all did it right.
Yeah, I got to set a bunch of them up, and they're real nice.
The setup and takedown is definitely, they shine there too.
Yes, sir.
We would have liked to have had them out just a little bit sooner, but it's just a matter of taking your time and getting them right. So we had a bunch of initial prototypes that we got out to some outfitters, got them running them for last snow goose, and then made some adjustments. We got these in, still in plenty of time for snows, but guys wanted them a little earlier. But the carving detail is incredible on them, but that's just like any, our floaters, the same thing. Detail's incredible. But the stake and cone system on that is what really took the most time to get right. And, I think our engineering team nailed it. Because that cone, I mean, you can literally almost just throw these things out in the field, and that cone is so wide, it's going to catch the stake. They're easy to put on. You're not trying to line anything up. And then, obviously the second piece that's very important is it just allows that full body to move and turn, and just the slightest wind, you can get movement with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that whole motion system, along with the stakes, has been huge, and it sold itself. I mean, we got a bunch of guys, just regular consumers, reach out right after they got their hands on them, just saying like, man, this thing really did blow us away. Just like you said, I mean, putting them out, picking them up, it takes nothing to get movement in your spread. Like they are legit. So for our first run at a full body, really, really happy with how they turned out. And we actually sold out like the first 3 days that we had it. Obviously they were well received, but no, it was, we're really excited about those, and glad to have those just as another tool in the tool belt.
Absolutely.
So, sorry.
Little muted sneeze there, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Nice. That was slick.
Yeah, I was tried. So we, so we wound up going by your booth. We were at Great American Outdoor Show, and we'd go by and see some of your stuff. And I was telling Benny this, I'm in the market for a new set of waders, right? So, and I've been looking around, looked at everything, and obviously, you go and you look at Sitka, and man, those are expensive. All right, okay, and that's a steep price. And you go look at other competitors, and you're like, oof, that's a steep price. And I went and I saw your new. I saw the waders.
Mm-hmm.
I am all in. That's the next purchase. So with no paid advertisement here. Those are pretty damn epic. I think you all really hit the nail on the head with that one for sure. So take that compliment for however you want, but that
For
engineering, the way that you built it, I'm a fan. So
I love them. I love them. They've been popular. We deal with the warranties and customer service, and we don't have any. So
right,
that's great for me. I'm glad when we have products that I don't have to ever worry about warrantying. But no, I mean they're just a really solid pair of waders. I have the prototypes that I've got 2 seasons on now, and I mean that's my everyday wader. I didn't even grab a new pair. I'm still running those. No issues, no leaks, no nothing.
I imagine you're pretty
Extremely
hard
comfortable.
on waders, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I could be in the marsh one day, I could be on the river the next. I mean, you name it. Layout boats, permanent blinds, wading chutes. I mean, I hunt however I can and wherever I can. So it's not like I get, the used to one set of hunting and that's just how I do it. So, I mean, hiking from blind to the boat on the river, walking through the woods, whatever. If I was going to poke a hole in something or tear something up, I mean, I can for sure do it. I'm used to going through a set of waders a year. So
Yep.
2 seasons on a pair of waders for me was huge, but they're just super comfortable and well thought out. It's not like we invented the wader, but we just tried to build upon, everything that we liked or things that we didn't like that we wanted to see in a wader. So, adding the reinforced seat, making sure that the leg material actually goes down over the neoprene top for the boot, just to further protect the boot and that neoprene soft spot from punctures. Just any little thing that we've had to deal with in the past that we didn't want to deal with anymore. So yeah, they've been really well received. We had a lot of people reaching out trying to get some extra pairs, and we're actually expanding our size offerings already because I think we had 27 or 28 sizes available. We're going to make even more sizes to accommodate some people on the bigger end, some people on the smaller end, but definitely really happy with how they turned out, and I'm excited for people to get another season on them and another season on them and be like, okay, hey, these are the real deal. I think the biggest issue or hurdle, if you could call it that, was just that they are more affordable than comparable waders on the market.
Without a doubt.
The biggest for some people, it's a red flag. It's like, okay, well, what corner did they cut, or what's this? It's our biggest thing. It's our marketing that's got us here, and it's just direct to consumer. We don't have to worry about any middleman or building in a dealer price or anything like that. When we sell direct, this is where you see those savings. Is products like that we can offer you something that's comparable to anything on the market at a better price for the consumer.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And you've done it.
It's here.
Yeah. So I'm a fan, and like I said, we got to get through turkey season. But once turkey season's over, that's my next purchase. But we're too busy spending money at turkey season.
It'll get you. It's crazy. Turkey season can be so short, and it's a whirlwind of finances and lack of sleep.
Yes. Yes. Could not have said it better. As far as I had to ask, and I know you're dive bomb industry, and y'all have geese and ducks and cranes and pigeons. Are y'all ever going to come out with a turkey decoy?
I would say that's probably something that's coming in the future. Yeah,
I would hope so.
I couldn't tell you when, but this whole thing started as something that Cody was just passionate about.
Yep.
So, and everything since then has been built off of that. We have our sister company Flop, Flop Industries, which is the fishing side of things.
Yep.
Cody likes to fish. So once Dive Bomb got there, Cody's like, all right, let's do something, offer something to the fishing community. Cody loves to turkey hunt. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's
dude,
out of the realm of possibility at all. I would expect at some point to see some turkey stuff coming out.
Dude, give me like 3 years and I can set out 5 dozen turkey silhouettes in a field, dude. I'm gonna be geeking.
Hopefully, you only need a couple. But yeah, I mean, if you want 5 dozen, sure.
There you go.
We'll ship them to you.
Yeah, Benny. This is where we have to rein Benny back in.
Listen, so
back to reality.
Last 2 years ago was my first time ever hunting over silhouettes. Like, period. They're Dive Bomb silhouettes, the V1s or V2, the flocked ones.
Yeah, V2Fs.
And I was like, oh man, like I don't know, these things just look weird. Like they look great, but like, do these really work? Like I don't know, dude. We didn't use them at all this year, and then finally towards the end of the season, we're like, we got to mix something up. We got to do something weird. These birds are stale. We got to try something. And we set out, I think it was 5 dozen or 6 dozen silhouettes on a mud flat in front of the blind. And we shot like a 9-man limit of geese that day and like a 10-man limit of geese the next day. And we hadn't killed a single goose like all year. And we're like, all right, fair enough. I'm sold.
Oh, man.
I mean, that's every Dive Bomb product that I've seen or been around. The A-Bomb rigs I ran this year were absolutely phenomenal. I know Mikey's seen it. I've run the gun case for, I don't even know how long, 3 seasons now, I think.
Yeah. And
I'm not nice on it, and it doesn't have a lick of nothing on it. I mean, it's indestructible. So, and not to mention, it's lasted that long, and the charging handle on my gun hadn't ripped up the inside of it yet, which is like sold, done. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
That dry line never quits, man. It's good stuff.
It's badass. It's awesome stuff.
I will beat the ever living bejesus out of them. And I see Benny's over there, and I'm like, all right, this one's not dead yet. It's not dead yet. It's
still going. Still
not
kicking.
dead yet. So, and I'm impressed with it. I am absolutely impressed with it. And he is. I mean, you think about how many days he hunts, and he is hell on everything. Everything. He is not easy.
Not that bad. No, I'm pretty bad.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Perfect. Hey, you sound like someone that needs to test a couple things,
Yeah.
Send it out, dude.
Perfect.
You want it broken. If it's possible.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Dude, we were up with Larson 2 weeks ago. I just bought a 20 gauge Benelli, and I took it up there to shoot snow geese. And I'm pulling it out of the case, and I was like, oh, yeah, I just got it, so I'm still being kind of nice on it and whatever. I go to throw it up in the shooting hole, smack the crap out of the edge of the lid, like right on the carbon fiber rib, just smack the absolute bejesus out of it. And I was like, I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. Like, it's okay. It'll be fine.
Like a new truck. You got to get the first dent.
Yeah, right. You got to mess it up a little bit, and then you can actually hunt with it and enjoy it. And it's what they're made to do.
So what do you shoot? What's your go-to gun duck season?
I would say 90% of the year I shoot a 20 gauge A400. And then for geese, or if I want to mix something up, or if I'm out of 20 gauge shells, I have an A300 12 gauge that I'll use. And then I've got an old Stoger. I have the original M2000 from like 2008, maybe 2006. That thing's still kicking. If I get a wild hair, I'll throw that in there. But I'd say most of the time it's the 20 gauge A400.
Yeah, more and more folks are going to those 20 gauges. I'm still old school. I shoot a 12. So
12 gauge 3.5.
I like the 12. It's just 20 gauge ammo's come a long way in 20, 30 years. I mean, it's cost is comparable. Ballistics are comparable. They're just, I don't know, they're fun to shoot. If I could
say that's my thing. They're just fun.
I'd shoot a 28 if I could. Just come from my sporting clay background. It's just fun to try new guns, and you know,
Yeah.
it's I don't necessarily understand the hype behind all of it, but you know, they're fun to shoot, change it up.
Yeah.
I think it depends a lot on where you're hunting too. You know, if you're hunting big open water or divers or, you know, sea ducks or something like that, yeah, maybe a few more, a little more oomph behind it. But when you're shooting mallards backpedaling to a cornfield at 5 yards, you know, you could throw a rock at them and kill them. It doesn't, you know,
Yeah.
at that point,
I mean,
shave your shoulder and have a little bit of fun.
You have options from there for sure.
Right.
I mean, my truck is basically my mobile locker room during duck season. So generally, the gun I shoot that day is the case that's on top.
There you go.
And I don't ever remember which gun's in which case. So I'll pull the gun out, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna get my box of 20 gauge shells for this one. You know?
Yep. That's the way to do it for sure. That's awesome. It's interesting to find out what people are shooting, how they're doing it, you know, what they like, what they don't like. Benny was shooting that 20 gauge, and I give him a lot of grief about it, but last Saturday I changed my mind. So I give him a little credit, and now I'm leaning towards a 20 gauge, but I just don't know that I could do it. I'm so used to that. I shoot a 12 A400, you know, and I've just always done it, and I got more shells than I'll ever shoot in my life, I think. So I don't know, we'll see.
If you get the gun dimensions to match what you're used to shooting,
yeah,
you really won't notice the difference. I mean, they're lighter, they're fun, but they're really interchangeable. I mean, it's fun to literally shoot a 12 gauge one day, 20 the next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So.
They're fun to have.
So I gotta ask, you've got these amazing. I mean, you work for I will say, the best silhouette and decoy company on the market today, and we hit a little bit about turkeys, but are you a turkey hunter? And if you are, what do you do? What's your drive?
So yes, I am a turkey hunter. Now I don't get quite as mad at the turkeys as I do the ducks, but I do enjoy it. I don't travel. I have some buddies that that's what they live for. They get through the rest of the year by duck hunting, and then turkey season's when they shine. But I don't travel. Missouri's obviously a great state to turkey hunt in anyway. So if you're good with Easterns, you don't have to leave the state. But you know, I got some buddies. I'm fortunate to have friends with property, you know, throughout the state. And my favorite way to turkey hunt, honestly, is especially if you can put some to bed the night before, you know the general area they are. I'm not super patient, so I like to get out there, you know, just before sunrise, let the birds wake up a little bit, and then I normally try to, you know, use a locator or something and find a couple birds, and I just like chase them down. I mean, that's really how I go about it, is not so much wait for them to come to me, but if I can get to them quick and get one on the ground, you know, within the first hour or so, that's my kind of turkey hunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't always work that way. I'd say more than not, it doesn't work that way, but
yeah,
you know, every now and again you get lucky.
Yeah. I call it, I won't say I called that but I kill dumb birds. I don't kill smart birds. I let other people kill the smart birds.
Yeah, I would say that's exactly how I feel.
And poor Benny, you know, I've realized something about duck hunters, and most duck hunters are not as patient as you would think that they should be. Most of y'all are not.
No, I'd say if we're stuck in a blind, you know, we don't have a choice. But you know,
right.
If you were chasing ducks on the ground, I'd probably be the same way. I'd be out there walking around trying to find them.
I say I'm stuck in that blind, but if I start seeing birds lighting 200 yards that way, I'll pick up 4 or 5 dozen decoys and move all our crap over there and reset up. And yep.
Oh, and he will. It's just
yeah.
You know,
that's the sled shuffle, man. I've done that on public land. You leave what you can't fit in the sled. You take the sled, go set up again, and try and kill them where they want to be.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of really memorable hunts doing stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah,
those are normally the hunts that you have to work the hardest, though.
Yeah.
A lot of cold
Remind
hunts.
out of shape you are.
A lot of wet and cold hunts when you slip and fall into the creek and the mud.
Oh, you're fine, dude. You'll be all right.
Yeah, no.
But that's not what you're thinking about when you got 12 pack doing it right. You're not worried about that.
I'm right there with you. I will.
I say you want to be dry and warm, or you want to go shoot a 4-man of mallards in about a half hour.
I didn't say anything wrong with it. I'm just letting you know. Patience does not always follow the duck hunter. Unless it's it's really really about duck hunting. So
right.
Now we you kind of sit there and you talk about it and you have like a go-to call. What's your you like chasing them down, but you got your box call guy, your slate call. What's your go-to mouth calls?
No, I just use an old diaphragm call.
Yep.
That's probably the worst thing about turkey season for me is I don't know how old this call is. I've had this thing like 8 years or so, and every year the first time I get it out of the case, I'm just like, this is gross. But I've retaped it like 3 times.
Yes.
I have hockey tape on the top of it, and that's I don't know. But no, I mean that's it. I throw that thing in and I go. Now I'll keep a box like in my little vest, but I normally just run the mouth call and my turkey philosophy is similar to my duck philosophy. I love having a conversation with them, but I like to call as little as I can. Let them do the work. So if he's on a string and he's gobbling his head off, I'm just going to let him keep going. I mean, it's when they hang up or they get quiet, I try and, introduce myself again. But I mean, ideally I don't have to call him at all. Give him one, give him just something to pique his attention, have him do all the work, come to me, bam, game over. So, just like duck calling again, I'm not the greatest, not even close. So if I can remove my own error from it by calling less, that's all the better.
I'm right there with you. His head's going to explode, but Benny's a pretty good duck caller. I give him some credit. He's a pretty good duck caller, and he's not really bad with turkey calls either. Some guys just have that gift for making weird animal noises, and girls, oh yeah. You listen.
It's a lot of not being patient and being really bored in a blind.
Right. Or you just didn't have a lot of friends growing up.
That too, yeah.
You get that. A lot of downtime.
Well, I talk to friends when I can go talk to birds, dude. I don't know, whatever.
100%.
Make funny animal sounds, but you get people who just have that gift. They can hear it, and then they can mimic it pretty well. Like Mr. Salter, Eddie Salter, that guy. You can pick up the exact same call that the man has in his hand and try to run it and do the exact same thing that he's doing, and it will never sound like Mr. Salter's calling. It just, that man's epic. And same thing when you look at our buddy Travis, and Travis gets that a cut down call, or he gets his that wicked duck call or one of those goose calls in there, and he starts hitting it, or Mike Larson, and when he's hitting that trill note, and you just know it, you're like, good God, that's epic. I can sit here and listen to that, but so yeah, I'm not that person, I'm with you.
I'm good enough to kill the dumb ones.
Yep. As few mistakes as possible. So we make do. But so when is y'all's season opens? What, 23rd?
We start the 15th. The 15th
y'all are early this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, April 15th, and then it ends May 5th. So that's our regular turkey season.
And they're still doing the first week. You get one, and then the second you have to. If you get one in the first week, you get your one. And
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
We've always done it that way. Starts on a Monday, and one bird for the first week, and then after that, you can kill your 2. You can't double in Missouri. You one a day. One thing they did change this year, I'm kind of excited to see it and try it, but I don't know how much it'll change anything for us. But this is the first time since I've been hunting where you can private land you'll be able to hunt after 1 o'clock.
Really?
Because previously statewide, public or private, 1 o'clock you're done, you're out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year, private land hunters will have that opportunity. Again, the way I've hunted and the properties I hunt, I don't know for us, it's going to make a big difference. But I could see some guys, enjoying having that opportunity. I mean, at the very least, it just gives you more time if you have the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times have you been walking around not even thinking you're going to see a turkey, and you cross paths on a trail or something, and you're just like, whoa,
Where'd you come
if that
from?
happened to us prior, you just have to sit there and wave them goodbye and hope you find them in the morning. But
Right.
now it's something you might luck into one. So we'll see. I think I don't think it's going to change much for how I approach it, but it'll be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. I think I'm not that patient of a hunter when it comes to like, I'm a morning person, right? I get, I like to kind of cut things off and go eat a Star Crunch and, have some sandwiches and, whatever. And, I'm not an all day turkey hunter. Occasionally, but, normally if you're doing it right, you've probably got a good idea where a turkey's at, and you're probably chasing them down, and, but I would be interested to find out if they're going to try to say you have to be out of the woods. So, you can't necessarily try to look for birds that are trying to roost, or, there's a lot of things there that I could probably ask some questions about, if I put my gun away, am I allowed to walk through the woods? And what's the deal there? So I would assume that that's going to be the case, but
yeah, I mean, it's always been that, you have till that time to shoot a bird.
Right,
After
yeah,
that,
yeah. After
guns
that,
got to
you
be on
can't
the
shoot anything.
same as like our duck parks that shut down at 1,
Yeah.
you don't have to be out, but you can't be hunting after.
Right.
You need to be picking up and moving on. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, it's, I haven't had much luck shooting turkeys midday anyway.
No.
Yeah.
If I burn up my morning, if we get till 9-10, at that point I'm just gonna go run ridges or field edges, and I honestly just like glass birds like I were doing out west, just see where they're at. Maybe I missed them, maybe I was a ridge off or something. I'm just gonna see where I can find them working with hens at that point, and just put a pin on that and go back and see if I can pick them up there in the morning.
Yeah. I think that's the way to kind of go about doing it. Anyway, so I got a text message here, Benny, that you're not paying attention to Facebook.
Oh no, I am. I'm seeing all of Travis's comments and not reading them specifically.
And you're gonna
Well-
make the man upset.
Well, he said he wants a dive bomb Strutter fan. No. No, don't do that.
Are you a anti-fan?
Yes, without
Okay.
a doubt. We won't even that. Nope.
I think it'd be really fun to go do like once, but I don't know that doing it with like a 12 gauge. I don't know. If you're doing it with something weird, like go crawl across the field with like one of those 410 pistols, that'd be kind of cool. Not gonna lie, that'd be really cool.
We're just here for the people, That's the easy part for us. We don't have to judge how you want to do it, It's
Yeah.
just we'll make you the product, and you go and use it as your needs see fit.
I'm not gonna say I would never try it. I would never try it with a gun. I would do it just to see if I could do it.
Just do it with the camera.
Yeah, I'm old. I don't do this stuff, man. I mean, no, that's work. That's
I mean,
a lot of work.
The videos are pretty cool.
They are. I think that'd be awesome to video it, but yeah. No.
See, but like knowing my luck is I'd go to do that, and that Tom would come running across the field and start jumping up and spurring me. He'd come charging across the field to beat my ass.
It's a risk you take, man. It's a risk you take. That's just part of the experience,
Hey, and making memories, dude.
Bingo.
With stitches.
With stitches. Hey,
From a
I didn't say they had to be good memories, just memories.
But you won't forget that.
yeah. Scars are stories and memories. It is what it is.
That's right. So,
Anyway, so yes, we kind of strayed way off of the topic here. This is what we get for not having not being scripted and all of that stuff. So
That's the beauty of it.
yeah, I think so. So what are you going to do this year? Like, I know there's a bunch of stuff kind of coming, and you're kind of in your, I'll say, kind of off season. What do y'all do during kind of the quote unquote off season? Is this like R&D? Is this, what goes on with Dive Bomb for that?
I mean, it's pretty much business as usual.
Yeah.
We definitely are seasonal, and we see peaks and slower seasons, but I mean, for the most part, it's business as usual. There is a little bit more time. We're not everyone's not running at 100%. So there's time for us to, just work on little improvements, things we maybe liked from the past year that we want to improve on for the future seasons. But it is a good time as far as product goes for Cody and our engineering team to kind of really lay out and plan out, stuff that they're working on now, timelines, what they want to see, when they want to see it done. And it gives them a little bit broader or longer scope to look at things when you've got that kind of time.
Right.
But no, for the most part, it's, business as usual. Showroom's open all year. If anything, it's fun working this job in the off season, because for me, it makes the off season feel shorter. So
There you go.
Everybody gets that duck season hangover where you're like, all right,
Yeah.
when can we go again? So, I feel like we leave peak season, everyone catches their breath. Next thing you know, it's Squad Fest, and next thing you know, boom, we're September 1 and we're live. So, it's really not too bad. It doesn't seem to last that long. And the more we grow, those peaks and valleys will be a lot closer together. So,
Yeah.
off season won't be
Yeah,
much.
there's no off season.
No, and we've got Flop too. I mean, Flop is growing, and like right now, especially locally, despite some of the weather changes we've had, random cold fronts and otherwise, crappie are really getting going. A lot of guys are starting to hit the water. I don't know if you guys saw, but at Lake of the Ozarks for the snagging opener this past weekend, they just broke the world record. So, Flop's taking off too. So we kind of trade one hat for the other as it comes to fishing season and pre-spawn and spawn and all that. But
yeah,
plenty to stay busy.
Yeah, I've really tried to figure it out. How Flop was going to go. And again, you did excellent with the fishtail and everything. I was like,
oh yeah,
that's pretty slick. I like it. So yeah, I want to see how that's going to play out. I think you've got a something good. Obviously, y'all don't produce anything bad, but I'm excited to see where that takes off and how it goes. So
I think it should be great. I mean, Cody's got the formula. We know what to do, and it's just a matter of being patient and sticking to what we know works. So
yeah,
we've got a lot of cool products coming for Flop, and from the business side of things, the fishing market's way bigger than the hunting market, especially waterfowl hunting. So it should be pretty good.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of time invested at this point, and we got a lot more cool stuff coming in the next year to 2 years. So I'm excited for Flop. I mean, I fished in college, so the fish have always got my heart there a little bit. So
yeah, y'all got cool coolers too.
Yeah,
You got some cool coolers. But I think that's pretty cool. Now, I don't know if you can tell us, but what can we expect from Flop? What's and if you can't, we get it, but what?
No, I mean, it's so, our first launch, the flagship product launch, was the Flop Box 10.
Yep.
This year we've got the 20 behind it, so you're going to see a lot of similarities. Just a bigger package, bigger bait. We got the 35 is in the works, and then I mean, for us right now, the sky's the limit. We have a deck boot release coming soon. Those are on the site. You can check those out. The Flop boot. And then, I mean, you name it, accessories, terminal, it's all coming down the line, one after another.
I saw that y'all had you're adding the Flop Box power unit. That's pretty slick. That's pretty slick. I like that a lot.
Yeah. That same power unit is the same across the board for those bait coolers. So, if you have a 10, you have a 20, you can use the same power unit for both.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they all integrate between the boxes, and I mean that power unit is in and of itself is pretty awesome technology. It's the circuitry and batteries are sealed. Obviously, you can use it in fresh water, salt water. Um, the runtime is really what sets it apart. I mean, you're talking days, weeks on intermittent. I mean, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable how long you can keep bait alive, and that motor's strong enough to you know down here people don't think about it so much, but the ice fishing market is huge up north, and a big problem that they struggle with their bait coolers is water freezing. It's not keeping the water cool; it's keeping the water open, and
Right.
that power unit moves enough air that it will keep water open. We ran one for 72 hours in -5, and I mean when you open the lid, there's no ice. I mean it's just wide open. So
That's
um,
pretty cool.
definitely it's moving plenty of air to keep hot bait and hot water oxygenated and keep cold water from freezing. But I mean, the whole product in and of itself is well thought out. Having the entire aeration system integrated into the actual cooler, um, it's just, I mean, it's bomb proof and it's done well for us. I have one at the house I keep for all my crappie trips to the lake, so it's way better than what I grew up with, which was the sticking the Walmart aerator into a styrofoam bucket.
Yep. For sure.
Hmm.
It leads to a lot of dead bait.
Dead bait, frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good. You don't want that.
No,
Have
you
flop on.
don't. Um, yeah, so I'm excited to see what what more is in store for flop. I saw it come out. I've seen, obviously a lot of the, there's YouTube videos and stuff out there. And so I wanted to, that was kind of one of the, obviously wanted to talk to you about ducks and turkeys, but I'm glad that you kind of mentioned flop just because we watched Dive Bomb kind of grow into what it is now. And
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's truly just epic. And, like you said, you got the recipe, how's it going to go from there? So I think it's
yeah.
going to be pretty cool.
It's nothing but good stuff to come for sure. I mean, that's the cool part about seeing flop now from my side is like it's ground floor. So it's really the sky's the limit. I mean, we can go as big as we want, as many directions as we want. So it's cool to see the whole process and see how our development team and Cody work and come up with all these new products. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Um, y'all got the recipe. That's for sure.
Time to cook.
It's time to cook.
It's time to cook.
Time to cook for sure. Um, all right, Benny, where are we at on time?
A little bit short.
Are we? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
you're off. You're off it this week,
I'm
Mike.
off the game. And
Yeah, I know it's been a while. You took a vacation on us, so
yeah, I took a family sick day, and
Oh no.
it didn't work out so well for me, and my timing's off. So nothing wrong with that. So
I say I want to backtrack real quick, Kyle, to Squad Fest for this year.
yeah.
What are the dates and plans for Squad Fest? And I guess kind of what is Squad Fest for the guys listening?
So this will be our fourth Squad Fest. It'll be our third at this location. It's going to be July 19th and 20th. Let me pull that up before I make myself look like an idiot here. Yeah, so it's the 19th and 20th of July. That's a Friday, Saturday. But basically, anybody that hasn't been or isn't familiar, Squad Fest is like our big, vendor show. I wouldn't call it a true consumer show because it's more geared towards, having fun, getting the family out there. Anybody that's in the waterfowl hunting or maybe not into it, learning. It's a great place to come out, meet a lot of like-minded people, a lot of cool people. It's outdoor. It's the summer. You got Missouri summer, blue skies, the beers are flowing. It's a great time, and we have 60 plus vendors out there, from call makers to outfitters to boat dealers to arts and craft, you name it. I mean, there's a vendor there for you. Obviously most are geared towards hunting, but there's a lot that are just broad vendors that have a lot of different things to provide. So we have calling contests, we have the retriever combine. Anybody can enter either of those events. Obviously the calling contests are you've got novice, you've got junior, open, among goose and duck. So plenty of different of categories that you can enter. The retriever combine is a super popular event, not only for people watching, but try and get dogs into. and that's just a fun event to watch. I mean, you got bunch of really, good high quality dogs. Some are just weekend couch potatoes. Some are dogs that, that run trials and do things like that. But that one's always popular. So it's just a great 2 days. Tons of fun. I mean, it's a free event. It's 100% free. It doesn't cost you anything to go. You can show up. You can talk to all these different vendors, meet people there. A lot of people you'll see, in the outdoor space on YouTube or different shows. A lot of them will be there. So, you can meet people that maybe you follow on social media, stuff like that. But it's just a great time. We have a big booth. We do a bunch of sales that we only offer at Squad Fest. So it's a great time to stock up on your waterfowl stuff from us. But no, it's a really good time. It's a lot of fun. We love working it. We love having it every year. So, and it's at 370 Lakeside Park, which is just about 15 minutes from our headquarters. It's in O'Fallon or St. Peters, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
But plenty of lodging options around. The facility itself is beautiful, but yeah, it's a good time. Definitely don't want to miss it.
I think Travis was texting me. I think he's thinking about getting a booth out there this year. So if you still have booths available, may have one secured for that.
Oh yeah, excuse me. No, they're filling up fast, but we do still have some. So if you go to our website, we have a Squad Fest page, and you definitely want to check it out. It's got all the information, vendor information, everything.
Right on.
Yeah, I was just looking through it. This is that's pretty cool. That's really cool. The dock dogs, the whole 9 yards. That's freaking amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's something for everybody, and you won't be bored. It's a good time.
I don't think any day outside you should really be bored. So, I'm good with that.
That's fair for sure.
Now so obviously this is Squad Fest. Are y'all going to do Flop? Is Flop going to have a presence there as well?
Oh yeah. Our Flop
cool.
stuff is available at our main tent. Same thing that we do with Dive Bomb. We have a whole section for like prototypes, new products, people to get their hands on stuff. So Flop will be there too.
That'll be cool. And I say that I've wanted to see one of those boxes. I've never seen. Yeah, I haven't seen one up close and in person. So I think it'd be cool.
I said last year you guys had all your decoys out in like ponds or like little like pools, didn't you?
Yeah, we had the grass was all the silhouette sock spread, and then we had a big inflatable pool that had all our floaters.
Yeah,
that's actually where we released the or at least made public all our divers, the canvasback, the bluebill, and the redhead.
That ought to be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I think we should make a trip home for that this year.
Now you guys could even get a booth, do some live podcasts from Squad Fest.
That's not a bad idea either. Yeah. Might have to get 2 booths. We can do a little Wild Valley, a little Ramrod, little Hunting Quest. We can make a big combo booth.
There you
go. So I got a text message. They said from a buddy of mine. He says, "Are y'all still doing the Shirt of the Month club?"
Yep.
Y'all still do that? Okay, cool.
Yep. It's still live and running. We actually just started a new season as of February 1st, I believe, is when we started the new season. Yeah, we're still up and running. And as always, if anybody is having any issues with that, just shoot us an email, info@divebombindustries.com, and we'll get you taken care of.
I don't think he had any issues. He was just trying to make sure that it was going to happen again. So I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Y'all come up with some pretty sick shirts of the month.
It's crazy because almost all of those come from pictures our marketing team has taken on the road. So
that's cool.
Almost every one is an actual picture that we create into a screen printed design.
That is so cool. Yeah, he said he's got a wood duck one, or he's waiting for the wood duck one or something.
Yeah, shipping out next month.
Yeah, that's what he said. And he's like, if they still do it, I think that wood duck's the one that I want. Something he's trying to text. I'm trying to do a podcast at the same time. Doesn't make it easy. So, but that's cool. I'm glad y'all still that you're doing that. Obviously, he is as well. So, what else we got, Benny?
Trying to think of what else. Oh, the waterproof shells.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the shells.
Super stoked to get my hands on one of those.
Finally here. Yeah, we've got the lightweight, which is the evap, and then the heavyweight is the bruiser, and they're fantastic. That's the one piece I think our tech line didn't have to be full, and now we've got it. So I use that. The lightweight I almost wear daily, even if it's not raining. It's just a comfortable jacket, but that bruiser, if you're hunting one of those monsoon days, that's definitely the piece that you want for sure. But they're both, excuse me, they're both really good pieces. And we actually, the day we released them is when we got all that rain the next day. So all the guys at the warehouse that left with them, they all showed up the next morning all wearing their evap because it was absolutely downpouring on us. But that evap, that lightweight one, I'm super excited for that one for turkey season. So, I mean, it folds down to nothing. I mean, you could literally put it in your back pocket, but any of those random, morning sprinkles, or even if it's just, a lot of dew and you're sitting in taller grass, I mean, it's going to be huge for turkey season.
Yeah.
And I'm super pumped for that.
I say I'm super excited they finally released, because I think it was I forget what picture it was, but I want to say it was Asher was like wearing one in one of the pictures for like the waiter release picture or something. I was like, that looks like a waterproof jacket. They're coming out with a waterproof jacket. I'm like, release the jacket.
It always blows my mind how much people pay attention and notice little details like that. Like we'll post a reel or something and just tease a little thing in the background, and like 2 minutes later I'll have people texting me, DMing me, hey, what's this, what's Asher wearing, when are you releasing that? But I actually remember what you're talking about because someone texted me. I'm like, hey, where's the shell? Because he posted a reel with the full strap talking about the waders, and he was hunting it was kind of a sleety, nasty day, and nobody was talking about the waders. Everyone's texting me saying, hey, what's that shell Asher's got on? It's got the dive bomb logo.
You're like, don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, it's really, really happy that those are here. Hopefully, maybe next season we actually get some weather to wear them in. But
yeah, that'd be a good thing.
They're going to be a good piece for sure.
Yeah, I mean, everyone that I know that was talking about them was super excited to see them coming and get their hands on them and try them out. So
yeah, that's gonna be cool. That we I didn't think about it for turkey season, and I'm going back and I'm looking. I was like, I don't have anything lightweight rain gear related, other than like a shell, like something from, I don't know, I've had for years and years and years. And I'm looking at that, and I'm like, that's really not a bad idea. It didn't even cross my mind for turkey season. Now I've got to get some shells.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, it's the last season. My second bird, or no, this was two seasons ago. It was my second tom of the year. We weren't even going to hunt because it was an absolute downpour for the day, and I was like, man, I don't know. We're not going to get anything. We're not going to have any birds really responding to much. Well, they were quiet, but they were moving, and I ended up shooting a pretty good bird. And I didn't have a shell. I didn't have anything. So luckily it was pretty quick, but I sat on one tree. A buddy of mine sat a little bit down this logging road, and we sat there for like 2.5 hours in a downpour. And I was like, I got my bird, but this sucked. So, I mean, it just situations like that, they're perfect to have.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially when, like, I don't know, you go out and it's going to be raining, and you don't bother to bring a jacket, and you don't bother to bring a sleeping bag, you don't bother to bring a pillow, and then you have
your buddy makes you sleep in a freaking Ford all night. It's miserable, dude. We went turkey hunting last year. We hunted some public land, and Mikey's like, oh, dude, we're just going to camp. Like, we'll be fine. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, I got everything. I'm like, okay, cool. Show up, and he's like, well, I got my tent and my sleeping bag. Where's your tent and sleeping bag at? I'm like, what? So he had you ended up setting your stuff up in the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
And I slept in, I think, a pair of sweatpants and a Sitka jacket in the passenger seat of the truck, and absolutely froze all night long.
Tough.
And then woke up and it's pouring down rain. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, the problem though is I can't bring clothes for him either. You know, I mean, geez,
I
think
mean,
about that.
you can only do so much, man.
You know, idiot.
Can lead a horse to water.
That's right. You can't make them drink. But
Oh, but you can hold their heads under the water.
you can waterboard them, though. Oh, shoot.
But I'm sitting here going through the. I got another text message there. Different person. They're like, the shell that they ordered a shell. It's the baddest thing they've ever bought in their life. Most amazing shell that you put a lot of technology into it. Absolutely amazing. Thanks for putting it out. So
awesome. Appreciate that. That's what we love to hear. That's what we love to hear.
So sounds like I'm going to be getting a shell
sooner than later, because it's not just a waterfowl piece.
Right. Uh-oh.
Oh, rip. He's gone.
Yeah, well.
All right, guys.
There he is. He's back.
Hey, all right.
Okay.
Cool.
And he's good.
And he's good.
Yeah, I was saying it's not just a waterfowl piece. I mean, it's just like we were talking about Missouri weather. I mean, it's they're honestly so convenient. I was talking to a guy at the office about it. It's something that you buy, one for your truck, one for your boat, one for your bag, and one as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
You can hide them anywhere, and you never know when you might need to throw one on.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. So we'll try to do that, and we'll look into the shirt of the month club for my buddy and see if he might hook him up with a shirt of the month club.
Yeah, we might be able to do something like that.
So,
we also got the hoodie of the month. It doesn't run all year. It runs for 4 months out of the year, usually at the end, obviously, because
Really?
you don't need a hoodie all year. But yeah, we do 4 of them. It runs for 4 months. And what's cool about the hoodie of the month design is, like I told you, the shirt of the months come from our marketing team photos, but hoodie of the month designs are actually fan submissions. So
No way.
We have the Dive Bomb fan page and forum group on Facebook. Anybody can join. So if you join that, when we put those dates out, anybody can submit photos, any waterfowl related photo, hunting related photo, and then our marketing team will go through. They'll pick the best 10 or 15 from each submission that they like, and then that goes up to a vote. And it's totally decided by the people in the fan page as to what design makes it to the hoodie.
That's really cool.
Freaking cool.
Yeah, it's
Benny?
awesome. It's awesome. So if either of you guys got some sweet photos, that's where you put them up, and you never know, you might be the one winning the hoodie of the month.
Benny's got a really good camera.
If only I knew how to use it, dude.
Oh, you knew how to use it.
We'll figure it out eventually.
Yeah, you spend 26 hours in a car with somebody, you get a little punch drunk, and but Benny's been doing good with it. So,
well, you got like 6 months to figure it out, so I'm sure
There you go.
you can get it done.
Yeah,
And we'll make it work.
I think so.
Something like that.
I think it's awesome. All right, what else do we miss? We talked about everything. We hit everything. Shirt of the month, Squad Fest. We talked about your duck season. We talked about the shells. Man, we hit a lot of things tonight, didn't we? All over the place. The snow goose.
Rapid fire, yeah.
Yeah. I still think those snows are amazing. Man, they're just epic.
Dude, and even just setting them up in the dark, you can see the stakes on those so much easier. I mean, we're setting the
strip on there.
it's so bright. I mean, you hit it with your headlamp and it's boom right there. I don't know how many other ones we're setting out decoys. We're setting, I think we set like 1,500 or something like that, or 1,000 something. And we're looking and there's like 3 left over in the cart. And we're like,
yep, where's the steak?
Shit. But those dive bombs ones, I think, and he only had a handful of them, and man, we grab them and turn around. It's like, oh, there's the dive bomb stakes, all like bloop in the corner. You see them from the other side of the field. It was
you could land a plane with those bad boys.
Yeah, they're badass. Super well thought through.
It's awesome.
Definitely happy with how they turned out for sure. I'm really enjoying those compared to the old days of the original full bodies, trying to make sure you set them on just right.
Sitting there fighting them, and then the wind changes, and you got to go and spin 1,500 full bodies around, and it's just not fun.
Long gone are those days. Done with that.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer.
I think that's going to usher in some people that would normally not guide snow geese, I think you're going to start to see some more folks kind of bring that up to the table and see how that goes.
Yeah, I mean anybody that guides for snows has my full respect because that is just one thing I don't want to do.
Yeah.
No, they're
Sure.
fun, dude. There's nothing better than a good greater snow goose in the spring.
I'm all for, set it and forget it, monster permanent spread, but those guys that are picking up and chasing down feeds, kudos to them.
Yeah.
That I'm worn out just thinking about doing that.
I watch it and I'm like, there's a reason why I pay the money that I pay to have somebody else do this. I'm good with that.
Bingo.
I'm
Yep.
absolutely okay with that. But I do think this will probably change a lot of that. So we'll
It's
see.
gonna help for sure. It's
Yeah.
gonna help for sure.
Yeah,
And
without a doubt.
we just a couple either last week or week before last week, we released the G bag, which is our full body, like high volume full body bag. So you can hold up to 8 dozen of our full bodies in that bag. And it's built, the bottom's reinforced, so it's built to actually slide across the trailer bottoms and not shred on the first day. So between that and the decoys themselves, our cone and stake system and bigger tail loops, they're a lot more friendly to run in high volume than,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. I got one more question. I don't know the answer to this. I was trying to find it. Maybe you know. Do you offer a veterans discount or active duty military discount?
We
I
do.
don't
We have veterans, military, first responder. Just reach out to info at divebombindustries.com. Someone will get just basically a verification of your credentials and get a commit set up for you, and you're good to go. But yeah, we do. We're happy to do that. And any military first responder that we have locally around St. Louis, or if you're ever passing through, we encourage you to come in our showroom and say hey, because we definitely love to help you out and give back to those guys and gals. So for sure.
That's awesome. Cool. Man, look at us. We're doing a public service.
I love it. That's actually great. I'm glad someone asked that. That's for sure great. It's on the website, but sometimes things like that get buried in the FAQs. But yeah, we definitely happy to offer that. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, Benny, what else we got?
Dude, I don't know. We hit a lot of stuff tonight. I think we hit way more than we did in part one. I think
That's true.
Yeah.
I tried to keep my answers more concise this time. I didn't ramble as hard.
Well, I think it's great though. I do. I think it's awesome. But believe it or not, this is one of those times where you got folks that are listening and they want answers, and I think that's pretty slick. Bob says that we're going Squad Fest. We're doing a Squad Fest trip.
yeah, I say, old Bobo hit me up. He texted me and he said, bro, on God, if for some wild reason you get to go hunt with the dive bomb crew, I'm just going to invite myself.
You're local, we're not too far. You might have to just conveniently be here around duck season. We might be able to make that happen.
I could not think of a better place to be around duck season than the showroom of Dive Bomb. I mean, come on,
It's a happening spot. I can tell you that.
I bet it is. I can only imagine. Let's see what else, man. People are texting me left and right. I think we're good though. I'm gonna leave it at that. If anybody has any questions, put it on Facebook, or put it on, put it in the comments or something like that, and we'll get it squared away. But I'm not doing a good job of like texting and talking, so
That's tough to do.
I'm not good at it. I'm really not. That's a Benny thing. That's not a Mike.
Especially when you're getting old, man. It's just,
yeah.
Hey, I didn't see the readers flip on and off, so I mean, at least you didn't have to go that far.
That's right.
There's an accessory mode on your iPhone that says make everything bigger. I don't have to.
Good enough. Yeah. I can't it's like showing my dad anything on the phone anymore.
Yes.
It's always, hang on, let me put my glasses on.
Yeah. That or you get the like, where is it?
No,
Oh, yeah, there it
Benny,
is.
Mine is now Benny. What does this say?
Yeah.
Listen,
Hey, read this
my
for me.
day is coming. Both my
Oh, yeah.
parents are in the reading glasses now, and that's I'll be there.
I say I'll be blind and deaf and who knows. Give me 20 years.
I had great sight. And then, I think when I hit 40, it just clicked. I mean, almost instantly. And I was like, what is this? My arm's not long enough. This isn't good.
Right.
I don't know. But anyway. All right, Benny. I think we're over our time now, right?
Yep. We're just a little over now. So
Cool. I can honestly say, Kyle, this has been first. It's a good podcast to come back to. And I really appreciate you coming on. You really do an epic job. The fact that you spend your time here and we get to talk to you about all things dive bomb related is really cool, man. So I can't thank you enough about it. And
Not a problem, man. Happy to be on. Glad to be back again and kind of tie up duck season, and happy to be on anytime.
Oh, yeah.
I hope to keep coming on because then we keep releasing new products. So
there you go. You got a standing invite anytime you want. So there's only a couple of folks that have that. So
I love it.
Yeah, you got a standing invite. Just hit Benny up and say, hey, coming on the podcast. So
there we go.
Benny, what you got?
that's, dude, I don't know, dude. I'm just like kind of a little brain dead over here, dude. We talked about a lot of stuff. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch this episode, I think, to grasp all the knowledge that we went through. And again, super stoked about some of the stuff that you guys are releasing, and definitely looking forward to what's coming in the future with both dive bomb and flop industries. And
for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big year. And that's another thing I guess I forgot about Squad Fest, but to all the people that are like die hard about the new products, Squad Fest is usually where we tease or release any new products that we've got coming, and we normally have them in person for people to see and hold in person. So if there's anything new that you're wanting to see or learn more about, Squad Fest is also your place for that, because by that point we've got production samples in hand, and we get our engineers out from the office and in front of everybody in the public eye to sit there and answer questions and talk about them. So it's just another good one. But we're reachable on social media too. So anybody's ever got any questions or anything they want to talk about, Instagram, Facebook, Dive Bomb Ministries. It's there's no robots. It's actually a few of us back there ready to talk to you. So reach out anytime for sure.
That's awesome, man. We appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely. I say thanks again, Kyle, for your time, and hopefully we'll do another one in the future.
I'm ready. Thanks for having me. Call me when you need me back.
Right on. Will do.
Sir.
All right.
guys.
We'll see y'all.
Bye, everybody.
You've been listening to The Hunting Quest. No matter how crazy, high-tech, or lazy the rest of the country gets, we will always be hunting and fishing. If that's you, you've found your new family. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. Reach out to us by email at info@thehuntingquest.com. And check us out on Instagram and YouTube at The Hunting Quest. See you next time.